Hello and welcome to Blinkers Off, and what a pleasure it is to be back on air and on the web for our sixth season of the season. Now we're going into our 50th show coming up, and that's right, it's this time of the year where it's the Melbourne Cup, and what a Melbourne Cup it is. And we're going to be previewing it very shortly. But before we do, I just wanted to let you know that we are going back to air on the 15th of November, airing in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide on Digital 44. So tune in on Friday nights and Saturday morning in those capital cities. Now let's get into it. It is the Melbourne Cup, the race that stops the nation. And I tell you, it's an open race, but I've found one here that I'm very confident about. And I'm very confident actually at tipping the trifecta. My numbers are 19, 5, 8 and 17. Now I'll just give you a little bit of insight into these selections. I like number 19, Simonon. It's trained by a trainer called Willie Mullins from Ireland. He is the leading jumps trainer in Ireland, and he's a very, very shrewd operator. Now, this horse Simonon has had 6 starts over the 3200 for 2 wins, a second, a third. It's had one thing I like about these horses that come from overseas, I like to see them have a run prior to the Melbourne Cup, just like Media Puzzle did. And I'm very confident that this horse Simonon is going to run a very strong 2 mile. There's no question about that. Whether he has the class is just slightly questionable, but at 25 to 1, I'm taking a bit of it, and I'm very confident.
Then Simonon, who continues to travel well from Time's Up and Number Theory and Vadamar, Repeater and Altano. Heading then with the last half mile in front of them now, and it's still Earl of Tinsdale who has the advantage. In second position, Colourvision. Sadler's Rock has been moved to the outside now to get more daylight to come with his challenge. Last Train, Estimate, and behind those El Salvador, Simonon, and then Top Trip is followed through by Model Pupil. There are plenty going well. The home turn is already inside of the Gold Cup, and it's Earl of Tinsdale still leading. Colourvision in second, Sadler's Rock in third. Estimate has moved into fourth position and is asked to improve by Ryan Moore. Last Train behind those. El Salvador is next as they level up for home. Earl of Tinsdale is still leading to last year's winner Colourvision. Sadler's Rock is next. Estimate has got room for a challenge. Top Trip and Simonon towards the rider coming home. Colourvision has taken the lead as they approach the closing stages. Estimate is trying to join him. Simonon, the purple jacket, down the centre now. And behind those trying to come through the challenge is Top Trip into the closing stages. Estimate and Simonon. Top Trip trying to get on terms between those. Estimate, the red sleeve jacket. Simonon on the outside, racing towards the line. It's a happy and glorious day at Royal Ascot. Estimate has won the Gold Cup for the Queen. Simonon was second. Last Trip, Altano, Colourvision behind those.
Another one that the danger is Brown Panther. I was over in England and at Goodwood when he won the Goodwood Cup. Now he did beat Mount Athos in that race by 8.8 lengths. He does meet him worse off by 2 kilos for beating him in that race. But I tell you what, if this horse has adapted to the conditions, Australian conditions, this horse is going to be on the pace. It's going to run it at some tempo. And I tell you, it's going to be very, very hard to run down. But Simonon's going to be there and grinding away.
Behind these Colourvision from Glenn's Diamond, Caucus and Altano just pushed along. There's No Heretic, definitely injected a bit of pace, and the front three have got a break as a consequence as they run downhill. So No Heretic with Mr. Impatience running a bold race. Brown Panther is in third. Number Theory is 2 lengths away. Sadler's Rock pushed along with Azima. Then Glenn's Diamond, several with plenty to do here. Colourvision is one of them. Running on from the back is Cavalryman. Mount Athos still with quite a task, as is Caucus. Altano switched towards the outside. Mr. Impatience moves through the press. No Heretic. Brown Panther on their heels. In fourth is Number Theory. Then comes Azima, gradually being wound up towards the outside. Altano with Mount Athos. They're pursuing Colourvision. Out in front, Number Theory has moved through the lead. Brown Panther and No Heretic. Azima, Colourvision. Now those towards the outside are making ground. Caucus, Altano and Mount Athos all trying to get on terms. Brown Panther forges to the front in the Goodwood Cup. Leads by a couple of lengths from Azima. Then back in third is Altano. It's Brown Panther seeing it out strongly. And Brown Panther will win the Artemis Goodwood Cup for Andrew Black and Michael Owen. By 3 lengths, Azima was second. Altano was third. Number Theory, a great racing course with No Heretic. Behind these Cavalryman, Mount Athos never really getting involved with Colourvision next.
And for third, I like Dan Dino. Now, to go by experience, it's always nice to have a look to back a horse that's run in a great lead-up race to the Melbourne Cup, and the Caulfield Cup is one of these races. Now, Dandino ran an absolute bottler in that race, and I think he's obviously adapted to the conditions. He loves a good surface, and he's going to be very hard to beat. Drawn in barrier 4, he's going to get an absolute dream run, and he's going to be very competitive. So, no doubt, 19 Simonon, 5 Brown Panther, and 8 Dandino. That's my trifecta, and if you have $1 each way on those, I'm sure you'll come out on front. Just be wary of number 17, Course de Valeur, a horse purchased by Eliza Park International, trained by Mike Moroney. He knows what it takes. This horse did beat Azima at the Curragh. Now, Azima did beat Simonon when they met over in Europe, but Brown Panther beat Azima and carried 61 kilos on that day. So if you wanted to draw a bit of a form line out of a couple of those horses, you'd have to have those all in consideration, whether the form line holds up again. But I'm very confident Simonon will be very hard to beat and at great odds, worthy of an each way bet from number 5 Brown Panther and number 8 Dandino and 17 Valeurs de Coeur for 4. So that's my selections, 19, 5, 8 and 17. And remember, you can get our app, RIQ Best Bets, at iTunes and Google Play. It's free to download. You can get the show or news, plenty of free tips. So download it now. And as well, join us on the 15th of November for another season of Blinkers Off. I'm Jesse McDonald.